Hey guys, and welcome back to the Sam2Podcast. This is episode 2. Sam, how are you this week?
I mean, I'm doing a lot better than you, I imagine.
Yeah, I'm sure we will get onto that very swiftly. I didn't have a great weekend, but I'm sure you did.
Well, I mean, in terms of football, I did.
Yeah, good.
There are other sporting events that I don't even know.
And again, we will get onto that.
Yeah.
If you guys do enjoy our content, please follow us on TikTok, Instagram, and subscribe to our YouTube as well, where you can watch the full episodes of the podcast. I'm sure Sam will put a little our tag along the screen now, so you can know where to go and follow. Right.
Yep.
Shall we discuss the elephant in the room, the North London derby?
I think we should.
I feel like that's a good place to start.
Well, I feel like, I mean, you're the Tottenham fan. What's your thoughts on it?
So I lead us off. I think, where to start? I think, first of all, credit to Arsenal. Absolutely smashed us. They were brilliant. And I think Tottenham, I said before the game, the way we set up was, when that lineup came out, I knew we weren't going to do much. I think it was incredibly defensive, which is obviously, it's not a bad thing to do necessarily, especially going to the Emirates. They are such a good team that being defensive isn't necessarily a bad thing, but there was no creative outlet at all in our starting 11. And we were just battered from minute one. We didn't look like we had a plan at all. Our plan seemed to be stop them from scoring, and once they scored, we gave up. And that, is painful, especially in a derby match.
Yeah, I mean, definitely that was what I was thinking. Like, I know right now there is a pretty big gulf between Tottenham and Arsenal, but it's the North London derby. That sort of goes away a little bit. You need to get at them more. And that set up from Thomas Frank, I mean, I think I was already questioning his, setups in big games how badly he played against us. But I feel like there's serious question marks over him now, because that was poor. That was shocking. I know didn't you beat City or something? You beat City. But then it's like
2-0 at the Etihad. Are you talking about this season or last season?
This season.
This season we beat them 2-0 at the Etihad.
So it's just confusing.
Really.
The setup, it was just, as you say, no creative outlet. It's not a necessarily bad idea, but your front three just did not look. It was never going to work, and you could tell that 2 minutes in. And as you said,
I think a lot of Spurs fans could tell that before the game even started, because there's a big discourse in Spurs Twitter at the minute of Bentancur and Polina playing together just doesn't work. Even though they're both very good players, them together, neither of them are great at passing the ball forwards, which meant our front three yesterday of Odegaard, Richarlison and Kudus, no one was giving them the ball.
Yeah, well, I even think, if they even got the ball, I mean, obviously Kudus has had a decent start. That front three doesn't scream scary, especially against an Arsenal defence that's very strong. Odegaard and Richarlison
Odegaard's had some moments, but I think
it's a tough task.
He shouldn't be starting for us right now. He shouldn't be starting. Like, if everyone was fit and everyone had a fully fit squad, Odegaard doesn't get in our squad really.
Yeah.
But I think the setup, it's the same setup we used against PSG in the Super Cup in Thomas Frank's very first game. It was a back three with Danso, with Romero and Van der Ven. And against PSG it worked, but I don't know why it worked so well then. I know we threw it away in the Super Cup in the end, but I know it worked so well then, and then it worked awfully yesterday. I don't know what the difference really was.
Yeah, I mean, that leads me to a big question. Like, I think it's very early to be saying things like Thomas Frank out, but how much of a hit was yesterday in your confidence in him?
It was a fairly big hit. It really was. I think I like Thomas Frank. I liked him at Brentford. I still like him now. I think he comes across really well in the media.
Apart from who is Eze, that didn't come across well.
Honestly, when he said that on Friday, I did think that's going to come back to bite us. But I think, like I said, the PSG game gave us, I think, Spurs fans a lot of encouragement. It's like, that was like his first ever game as our manager against the best team in Europe at the time, and we held our own easily. And again, I know we threw it away at the end, but we held our own. And yesterday was a big hit. I think maybe because it was the North London derby, it feels a bit worse. It was an awful performance, but you can't do that in any game, let alone a derby game. Yeah, we've got PSG again on Wednesday in the Champions League.
Yeah.
it's going to be tough. I think you can't really judge him on that one. But then it's Fulham on Saturday, which is the game I'm looking at home. If we don't win that, where do we go? Because it's like we said, we discussed it last week. The home form is dreadful. Fulham haven't been good this year. If we can't beat Fulham at home on Saturday,
Problems.
where do we go with Thomas Frank?
Problems.
What's going on?
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, I mean,
but I'm still Frank in. I back a manager until he's gone, always.
Yeah, well, I think it's early to be, saying Frank out, but I just think it's.
I have seen a few people on Spurs Twitter have been saying that he needs to go, but yeah. I don't agree at all.
No, I think it's there's been enough promising signs. It's a serious worry yesterday and the Chelsea game.
Sorry, go on. Sorry, interrupted.
Well, that's pretty much the point. Is that there have been promising signs, but then the negatives have been quite big negatives. Yeah, so it's just, it's a tough one.
There was something that Thomas Frank said after the game yesterday, which is he took responsibility for the loss, and then he said it's worth remembering we finished 17th last season. And some people have taken that as like a negative thing. But I'm like, he isn't wrong. I know we won the Europa League, but we were dreadful in the league last year.
Yeah, we
finished 17th, and it wasn't like, I feel like people didn't really talk about it much because they were like, well, yeah, fair enough, we were that bad.
Yeah, definitely. It got to a stage with like Man United and Tottenham last year where you got used to it almost. It was. So yeah, I mean,
particularly shocked to a point.
Yeah, you were. There's no question how bad you were, especially in the league last year. So I think you were never going to be that bad again. I still think Thomas Frank can do a very good job. It's just he needs to not do something like that again.
Especially in a big game. I think another thing to point out, if we compare it to Arsenal, Arteta had an awful start at Arsenal. They were bottom of the league at one point after I remember Tottenham beat them in the derby in COVID, and Arsenal were bottom of the league. Imagine if they'd sacked Arteta, where would they be now?
Yeah, well, it shows, and that's why this is going back to a very traumatic part of my life when Chelsea took the horrendous decision to sack Thomas Tuchel. It just shows the differing methods of football clubs where, Arsenal it's the same period. That was when Arsenal were finishing 8th. And they gave him all this time. Thomas Tuchel won us the Champions League, UEFA Men's Coach of the Year, and we sack him like that after a difficult... I know it wasn't necessarily due to the results, but it just shows that, the differing methods of football clubs, Arsenal having a little bit of patience and it's paying off.
Yeah, and I know Arteta's not won a major title yet, but I feel like it is coming this season.
Well, he's won the FA Cup in his first season, but it doesn't really... It was like a different era.
Really Unai Emery, wasn't it? Let's be honest. But yeah, I think, I do want to touch on Arsenal. I know I'm a Tottenham fan and I shouldn't really be praising them, but Eze especially.
He just looked like a kid on a playground.
Obviously he plays hat-trick, but
yeah,
I won't say I'm happy for him, but what a moment. Like, it's a great story that he's, been released by his boyhood club when he was young, gone on so many trials with different teams, and then eventually makes his way back to Arsenal and then scores a hat-trick in the derby. You couldn't write it. It's brilliant. Yeah,
you just have to really... It's a testament to his character, I suppose. Many people might have thought that was probably my only chance to play for the club I've always dreamed of playing for, and rather than giving up, he kept his head down, and now 27 years of age, playing in his first North London derby, grabbing a hat-trick. So, yeah, again, I wouldn't say I'm happy for him because, I don't think I could ever be happy for something that Arsenal do, but
exactly,
you can appreciate the moment for him.
Fair play is the thing to say.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely, yeah.
Yeah. Do we have to touch more on the North London derby, or can we move on?
I think we can move on. I think we've said all that needs to be said.
Thank you. I'm done talking about it now. Arne Slot, how long does Arne Slot have to save his Liverpool career? Because they were really bad against Nottingham Forest at Anfield. It's their biggest ever loss in the Premier League at Anfield.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? Because it's like you had the very few people on TikTok going like, "Oh, Slot out" and stuff like that after a couple bad results. You know, like, don't be silly. But now it's getting to the point where serious questions have to be asked. Can he turn this around? Because it seems to be with this system.
Yeah,
I can sense the frustration a lot from Liverpool fans, but he's just trying the same thing over and over again. It's not working. There's serious issues regarding to like Isak looking like a bit of a waste of money at this point, just not necessary signing. Obviously, famously, Wirtz has had a really tricky start to the season.
Yeah,
we mentioned last week the defensive drop off. Yeah, Kirkes.
Yeah,
it's getting to the point, I think, of no return. It reminds me a bit of 15-16. Obviously, we won the league under Mourinho the year before. We won the league before. Under Jose Mourinho, and then he got sacked when we were languishing down in 16th, 17th. So it does happen. Antonio Conte had a pretty big drop off as well. Liverpool before under Klopp had a drop off, obviously not to this extent. So it does. Yeah, it's not as simple as. One thing with Slot as well that's really sort of, I quite liked him last season. I thought he came across quite well, and I thought he couldn't be more of an opposite from Klopp in regards to, Klopp was famous for his, complaining. He's very big character, but in this season, Slot has just been, the excuses coming from that man are just utterly pathetic. I think I've seen Liverpool fans like George Scaife was saying, he needs to take some accountability for this, because a lot of it is, the way he's setting up the team, the subs he's making are the same. It's just, he's trying the same thing over and over again, expecting it to change. And it's getting to the point almost where he's at the point of no return, where it's like, I don't think he can turn this around.
I think one thing I've, from watching Liverpool this season, obviously Mo Salah is,
the drop
he's a
off has
legend.
been mental.
He's one of the best Premier League players ever.
Yeah.
He still plays 90 minutes every single week. And I don't think he really is deserving of that this year. This season, there are better options than Mo Salah.
When's Chiesa going to get a Premier League start?
Honestly, Chiesa, what does the guy need to do? It's a World Cup year. If Italy gets a World Cup, that is. He needs to be playing for them.
Yeah.
He could get in over Mo Salah.
Well, yeah, going back to Salah, it's like, I know it's Mo Salah and we obviously know his quality, but you can't have a culture, and I think there's comparisons what I've made with the England cricket team and the likes of Zach Crawley, Ollie Pope, where it's like you back them relentlessly. I know there's more reason to back Mo Salah than them two, but you need to have an environment of pressure. If they're not fearing for their position in the team, if Mo Salah knows he's going to play 90 minutes every week, it doesn't add that extra pressure to perform well. And I know Salah, maybe it's a bit of an insult. He doesn't need that because of how good he is, but it gets to the point where, as you say, he shouldn't be playing 90 minutes every week because he's not been performing at the level.
I think this, but I feel like the staff around him are telling him he's bigger than the other players. It feels like he's, like you said, it's like he's guaranteed to play 90 minutes every week, no matter what he does in training, no matter what he does in the games. It's like he's Mo Salah. It's the same with Van Dijk. Like, Van Dijk hasn't been great this year. I know they've got no other options, really. It's him, Canate, Joe Gomez. Leone got injured.
Yeah.
But, if they have a dip in form, you can drop anyone. It doesn't matter. No one is bigger than the team.
Yeah. I think, their best player this year has been Szoboszlai by a mile. And he's still, persisting at, apparently played him at right back a lot of the game, and against Forest, it's he's your best midfielder. You're struggling in midfield this year. Play him in midfield. It's as simple as that.
Yeah, and then right back, I don't know what's happened really with Frimpong. I know Frimpong isn't a like-for-like replacement with Trent, but out of the right back they've got, you'd still start Frimpong, surely.
Well, I always thought, Frimpong probably famous for being more of a right wing back. I did think it was a little bit, it's a very cheap signing. They've got 30, 35 mil, something like that.
Yeah.
So it's a bit of a win-win regardless for that price, but it is okay, you're not gonna play a back five, so how does he really suit
Mm.
How is he defensively? I don't watch too much Bundesliga, but I know for the Netherlands he plays right mid, so it's like and Conor Bradley he's got a pretty poor injury record. I think he struggles with fitness.
No, he does, yeah, and Conor Bradley is good, but
he played very well against Madrid.
For Liverpool, good is he?
It's worrying. There's serious problems for them, and
I think also obviously they won the league last year fairly easily in the end. Maybe it was too easily. Maybe they needed a bit of a challenge.
I think
maybe they went into this season expecting to just win it again.
I think it instilled a bit of arrogance in them. Slot now has this. It comes across in the interviews a bit of arrogance about him, where it's like, we're the champions. It's like, I think he's so confident in his system. It's like, well, it won me the league last year, but it's like it's not working. You need to change it.
Yeah, I think I go back to Thomas Frank. Something he said yesterday was he has belief in whatever system he plays that he can get a result. I know he didn't yesterday, but he is so set on not playing the same way if it doesn't work. Whereas some managers like this Slot, Amorim does it famously, and it's like being adaptable isn't a bad thing.
Yeah, I think there's being too adaptable as well. You can't change every week. You need to have. It's like the way with Chelsea, how we play sometimes, where sometimes, like against PSG or against Liverpool, we sort of we add Reece James or sometimes Malo Gusto into the midfield to add that little bit of depth, and that can work. There are a couple of times as well we've tried, like Caicedo as a right back, and then he inverts in, and that can really work sometimes. Sometimes it doesn't work. So we have these sort of, you need different plans for different teams. And Slot is just the same thing over and over again. And it's all right. You can play the same way and it work because it can be a really good way of playing football. And obviously last season it was. But this season it just is not working right now.
Okay, so the big game this weekend, Arsenal involved again against your team, Chelsea.
Hang on. Before we get into that, the game would have already happened by the time this comes out. But me and old Lamine have a little bit of a problem. I saw a little interview yesterday from him. He was getting asked about, you got a big game in the midweek. He goes, oh no, the big game was today. Next week we just have another football match. Shut up, you gimp. You're gonna fail the Cucurella test, buddy. All right? You're gonna get locked up by your old Spanish friend, and you won't be eating paella. He will. Where am I going with this? Anyway.
Yeah, is that good? Is that Lamine called out?
Lamine is called out, but also I just want to add another point that Steven's gonna do wonders. And I'm actually quite confident because, like us, Barcelona cannot defend. So
it should be a good one.
This would have already happened by the time we come out, but I'm going to just act like we won because that's how confident.
This could age terribly. Yeah, if you go for the fact that Chelsea have battered Barcelona and Steve scored a hat trick.
Steve Hattie, yeah. Lamine Yamal slipping over.
Overhead kick.
Lamine Yamal starts crying on the pitch.
There we go. I'm almost hoping you win now, just because this. Yeah.
Well, I just want to put on record. I don't actually have a massive problem with Lamine Yamal. I quite like him, but that comment did annoy me a little bit. Anyway, sorry. Go back to what you were saying.
Have to get it out there. Anyway, the big game. Thank you. The big game this weekend: Chelsea versus Arsenal. Another London derby for Arsenal. As the Chelsea fan, how do you see this going? Are you confident? Are you optimistic? What's the feeling?
I am optimistic. I'm very excited. I think, we're 6 points back now, and we did have the opportunity of Tottenham obviously got a result yesterday to be only 3 points behind. Do I think we're realistically in the title race? No, not at all. I don't think we're ready yet. But while we're still close, kind of, it's nice to dream, and it's nice to have that feeling of like this is a really important game. We've not beaten Arsenal since 2021, so it'd be really nice to get a result against them.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
Yeah, Romelu Lukaku's second debut.
I do remember that game, actually. Yeah, I do remember.
We absolutely battered them. It's like, oh my God, we're so clear. And then we haven't beaten them again. Last year, this fixture, we drew 1-1. So I'm confident. I'm very excited. I think, they're a very, very good side. They are the best team in the league at the minute. So it's the toughest game available. And there's always a bit of a fearful feeling when your team's playing that game. But the overwhelming emotion is excitement. I'm very excited.
if Chelsea win and you go 3 points behind Arsenal, do you then get excited about possibly being in a title race?
I still don't know, because I think these are the sorts of games. I know I just mentioned we haven't beaten them since 2021, but the games against your Liverpools, your PSGs, for example, these are the sort of games that we can get up for naturally. I'm not worried about this sort of game. I know that we can go and beat a team like Arsenal. I think we can. The games I'm worried about are the games we've dropped points in this season. Your Brightons, your Brentfords. Those are the games. Sunderland, exactly. Those are the games that I don't think it's the games against the big teams that are stopping us from winning the league. It's the overall consistency in the games like them that are stopping us. So I still don't think so. I need to see a lot more. I'm erring on the side of caution with this because I don't want to let myself dream. We always seem to have a fall off in December as well. Enough. So I don't think so. But yeah.
I think that's a good way to go about it. You know, like I was far too confident with the North London derby last week.
Yeah.
So I think that's probably the best way to go about it.
I did think when you were saying that, I was like, why are you confident?
Honestly, mate, I don't know why I was confident. It was just, I just had a feeling. My feeling was incredibly wrong.
Your feeling could not be more off, yeah.
It couldn't have been worse. To be fair, we recorded that before Thomas Frank had a go at Eze. So in as soon as that happened, I was like, oh, that's it. Anyway. Okay, Sam, as the resident Chelsea fan, I'm going to get you to do a combined Chelsea and Arsenal 11 for the weekend. Are you ready?
I am more than ready, and I'm ready to annoy a few people. I want
unbiased opinions here.
Okay.
Yeah?
Yeah.
We promise there's unbiased opinions.
I will be totally unbiased.
Okay. Right, we will start in goal. Are you taking Bob Sanchez or David Raya?
No, obviously David Raya. Let's not be silly here.
Yeah, that is
no more needs to be said. I think Bob's had an upturn in form a little bit, but there's still worlds between them, unfortunately.
Okay, that's a good start. This one I think will be interesting. I know what you're going to say, but Reece James or Jurrien Timber?
Well, I think that there's no question Timber's an unbelievably good player, but the argument that they're still using is, availability is the best ability. Reece James has been fit for a year now, so that argument goes out the window. Reece James on his day is the best right back in the Premier League, arguably in the world. So, arguably in the world. So, call me biased. I don't care. I'm right. Reece James goes in.
No, that's fine. I think I probably would agree. Right, so this one feels harsh. Trevor Chalobah or William Saliba?
I mean, yeah, it's William Saliba, isn't it? It's obviously Arsenal's backup centre backs are better than our starters.
That's a very good point. Right, Tosin or Hincapié?
Hincapié, definitely. I mean, Tosin, I liked him quite a lot last season. I liked the sort of vibes he brought. Got a good friendship with Cole Palmer, but unfortunately that doesn't equate to footballing ability. And this season we've seen that. And Hincapié, he's a Bundesliga invincible with Bayer Leverkusen, of course. And
played really well
yesterday, yeah.
For Arsenal, yeah.
So there's no doubt it's him.
Anyway, so I think this one's quite an interesting one. Cucurella or Calafiori?
I don't think it's interesting at all. Cucurella's the best left back in the league. So he goes straight in.
No, I'll give you that. I'll give you that. I think obviously Arsenal fans might disagree. I think some people would.
Arsenal fans, if they disagree with that, that's because they're blinded by their hatred for him. Calafiori, he's having a good season. He's a very good player, but right now, I don't think there's any arguments that Cucurella is the best left back in the league.
No, I would also go Cucurella. Next up, Caicedo or Zubimendi?
I mean, I just want to thank you for not pairing it with Rice, because I mean that's not even the right.
I know. We messaged in the week, and you said,
I was like, you better not do that.
And I've been nice.
Yeah, it's definitely Caicedo. I mean, Zubimendi again, really, really good player. He's definitely improved. He's one of the reasons why Arsenal are probably going to go on and win the league. But in terms of defensive midfielders, in terms of that sort of 6 role, I don't think there's many better in the world than Moises Caicedo, and we're seeing that. What frustrates me as well is people go like, oh, in the last year, he's really stepped up. He's been playing this level for 2 years now. People saw his bad debut against West Ham and they considered him a flop right then. They didn't watch the rest of that season because he was brilliant. Yeah. And he's been brilliant since then. So, Caicedo.
He is absolutely phenomenal. I do agree. So, where are we at right now? I think you've given it 2 to Chelsea and 4 to Arsenal so far.
No, 3 to Chelsea because
right.
Reece James as well. Reece James, Cucurella, Caicedo.
It's 3 all then. My bad. Right, next up is Enzo Fernandez or Declan Rice.
I I was hoping you pair Enzo with Erdegaard. It's Declan Rice. It's Declan Rice.
Yeah.
I think Enzo's been... He's frustrating sometimes because it's like he had quite a good season last season. He played brilliantly the last couple games. I think there was a bit of an upturn in form for him. But Declan Rice, one of the best midfielders in the world at the minute, so there's no argument there.
Very true. Right, the number 10. This is an interesting one, this one. Esteval or Eze?
I mean, this is obviously, right now, who's a better player? Well, between Eze and Esteval. It's still Esteval, baby. Come on. No, obviously, it's a tricky one. I think Eze's obviously, scoring a hat-trick yesterday, very good. But the ceiling for Esteval and the way that he's just come in and just brings a smile to my face. I've got to put him in just for the culture. So
you're putting him in over Eze. Okay.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see some Arsenal fans in the comments for that one. Right. Left wing. I've got Garnacho or Trossard.
Okay. No, this is difficult because, Garnacho, he's had a decent little turnaround recently. Trossard, he's also had a good start to the season, but I don't rate him that much. I think he's all right. He scored a very good goal against Sunderland, scored again yesterday. But I think Garnacho because, call me crazy, call me biased, but I've seen a change in performance from him. He's younger. I'm going with Garnacho. And
you're going with Garnacho?
I'm going with Garnacho.
Okay. You can take the slack.
God, this is going to be way too many Chelsea players in this team.
What did I say for right wing? So now I had right. Okay, right wing. I feel like you can't really pick Chelsea here. Pedro Neto or Bukayo Saka?
Well, I can, but I won't because it's Bukayo Saka. It's Bukayo Saka.
There we go. And then up front, with the injuries taken into account, of course, it's João Pedro or Mikel Merino.
Well, unfortunately, they've been stitched up here by the fact that he's a central midfielder. But regardless, he's still in the box. He's unbelievable. He grabs quite a few goals. But I do have to go with João Pedro here. And I know this looks bad. The amount of Chelsea players.
I think you've got possibly more Chelsea than Arsenal here.
This looks bad, fellas. I went Reece James.
James, Cucurella, Caicedo. Esteval.
Garnacho and João Pedro I have as well. Oh dear.
And Garnacho. So yes, you've got 6 in your Chelsea Arsenal combined 11. You've got 6 Chelsea and 5 Arsenal.
Well, it's current situation.
Current situation. Arsenal top of the league.
Either way, if you bring back Cole Palmer, he still starts in the 10.
He does.
The argument, the questionable ones is Garnacho, obviously. Striker might have gone to Gyökeres.
Yeah, maybe.
But other than that,
that's you've done it now. You're happy with it.
And you know what? If you have a problem with that, Arsenal fans, this is why it's my team, my combined 11, and not yours. All right. Anyway, moving on.
Right. Okay, Sam. Quiz time for Chelsea and Arsenal at the game this weekend. I want you to name the top 10 combined Premier League appearances by players who have played for Chelsea and Arsenal.
Okay, both of them. Okay.
Both of them.
Petr Cech's got to be up there.
He is number 1, 443 appearances.
So is this combined? Is this Premier League appearances just for the 2 clubs or just in general?
Just for the 2 clubs. So just for Chelsea and Arsenal.
Ashley Cole.
Ashley Cole's number 2, 384.
So that's Fabregas.
He's number 4.
Ooh, okay, there's somebody above. William Gallas has got to be up there.
He's number 5, 260.
Jorginho played quite a few games. He's probably snuck in there.
Is that an official guess?
I will go with Jorginho, yeah.
Yeah. Jorginho's 8th, 196.
Okay. Who else has obviously we've got some of the recent ones. Oh, Willian. He's got to be 3rd.
Willian is 3rd, 376. So you've got 6, 7, 9, and 10 left.
6, 7, 9, and 10. Is Havertz sneaking in there?
He is number 10.
Come on!
151 for Kai Havertz.
Okay.
So, I didn't know if you'd get that one, to be honest. I thought it was too
Okay,
few.
wait. So how many more have I got? Oh, is Anelka?
You've got 3 more to
wait,
get.
how much did Anelka play for? Is Anelka on there?
Anelka's number 9. You are smashing this, mate. 190.
I've not got a wrong guess. Okay, wait. So how many have I got left?
You've got 2. You've got number 6 and number 7 left. You've still got all 3 of your lives.
Okay, number 6 and number 7. Who has played for both teams? Don't go blanking on me now. Don't go blanking on me now, brain. I just fired those out. I fired those out like it was nothing. And now...
You did. You just rattled them off.
My brain's gone blank. Okay, let's think about this real quick. Let's just think about positions. Who's played for both clubs?
Would you
David Luiz.
David Luiz is
Come on.
7th, 213.
Okay, so there's one above him.
1 more left.
One more left. I'm just thinking about all the players. Oh. He didn't play that much, did he? It's not Aubameyang, is it?
That's your first life gone.
Oh, okay.
He was 11th list.
Okay.
That's your first life gone.
Okay, well, there's one, but I don't think it. No. Okay, I don't want to waste another life.
No, you sure you didn't want to go for it?
There's no way. No, there's no way. I was going to say Kepa, but there's no way he's above David Luiz.
Are you going for Kepa?
No.
Okay.
What sort of era are we talking?
It's our era. Like we watched this guy play.
We watched this guy play.
Definitely, yeah.
Okay. I'm just thinking. Okay, so Giroud, obviously. Oh my god. Ah!
It's Olivier. I did wonder how.
I didn't need the hint. I should have got that. Oh well.
Very good. Well, to be fair, you did better than I did last week. That was very good.
Only one life,
right,
and it was 11th.
And it was 11th. So you've done really, really well there. Good job, mate.
Thank you. I'm impressed with myself.
Oh, that was very impressive. That was very good. You were going in order a little bit. You went check Cole. You forgot about Willian, but
I left Willian out. I thought Fabregas would be 3rd, to be honest, but
yeah, very good. Well done. That was very impressive.
Okay, welcome to B-Tech, Tom Garrett and Lewis Bowden's Premier League predictions for the weekend.
Wait, who's who?
I'm Garrett, obviously.
I'll take that.
Don't ask why.
Right. Anyway.
Oh dear. That was horrible.
Trademarked, actually. It's not.
Yeah. I did a horrible wink in the camera as well. So let's just move on from that. Cut the cameras. Brentford Burnley.
Right, anyway.
I think that, there's some games, no offense to Brentford or Burnley, we don't need to give too much detail on. Michael Coyote.
Care about this then.
I'm mentioning you again, my son.
We love Michael Coyote.
We love Michael Coyote. He's a personal favourite on this podcast.
He's a fan.
And that's why they're going to win 2-1.
I also went 2-1 to Brentford. How about that?
What are the goddamn chances? All right.
That's incredible.
Man City versus Leeds. Again, slam dunk 3-0 City. I know City are a little bit hit and miss, but Daniel Farke, he's triggering a few of the Leeds fans at the minute, so I don't see a way Leeds win this, unfortunately.
Yeah, I don't either. I went 4-0, and I also think Haaland's going to get his century.
Yeah, well, that would be likely in the place of his birth, wasn't it? Wasn't he born in Leeds? Although it's actually it's at Man City, so that
it's at the Etihad, but it's against Leeds, so it'd be nice, wouldn't it?
Anyway, Sunderland Bournemouth. Sunderland's, I correctly predicted them to lose against Fulham, by the way, so I might be a bit of a genius.
Well done. I definitely did. I said Sunderland were going to
win. Bournemouth as well. I was singing my praises for them, so you might think you're obviously going to go for a Bournemouth win. Well, that's where you're wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I'm actually going for a 1-1 draw. And
you're not going to believe this. I've also gone for a 1-1
Oh my
draw.
God, we're not beating the allegations.
That's quite incredible, that.
This is remarkable. We seem to be on the same page today. Everton Newcastle up next. That's a little spicy game. Newcastle obviously
This is an
just
interesting one.
fresh off of grabbing an absolutely unbelievable result. Harvey Barnes. Oh, it's a winner.
It's an equaliser.
And that's why I think they're going to win 2-1. I like Everton. I like their front three. Well, not their front three. God, the three behind the striker.
The front. Oh.
Special shout out to Dewsbury Hall. I miss you, baby.
What a player.
God, I've winked in the camera again. What am I doing? Oh, God.
What have you had for breakfast? Something's got into you.
I've had nothing. I'm hallucinating. That's why.
There we go. That'll be it. Anyway, so you said 2-1 Newcastle.
I said 2-1 Newcastle, and nothing else happened.
I weirdly have gone for a 2-1 Everton win, purely because Everton always turn up when Anthony Gordon's in town.
Oh yeah, that's a very good point. And I think at the end,
they hate Anthony Gordon, and he always plays terribly. So I think Everton are going to win 2-1.
It's at the Hill Dickey as well, so
it's his first trip to the Hill Dickey. So
lovely little I like that stadium a lot. I love the atmosphere they got going there. Oh, must be nice. I mean, I'm curious to see how we do there, because we just cannot win Everton away, and I wonder if the change of stadium is going to change that.
Yeah, maybe that's it. There we go. We shall see.
Anyway, Spurs Fulham.
What's next?
Tottenham. Oh, what a team, eh? Fulham struggling quite a bit this season. So for that, I reluctantly am going for a 2-0 Spurs win. I think, Thomas Frank hasn't forgotten how to manage a football team. Well, maybe not. Maybe he has. We'll see. But I don't think he has yet. And he knows how to play against teams like Fulham.
Yeah.
And he'll do it well. We'll get a 2-1 win. 2-0 win, sorry.
I know my club enough to know this is a game we're not going to win, probably. And I also think that Ryan Sessegnon is going to score for Fulham because he used to play for us. So I've gone for 1-1.
Okay, yep. I can see that happening. I don't have to stretch my imagination too far.
Yeah, exactly.
Palace versus United. Now, Palace are a little bit of a bogey team for Man United, but I suppose over the last year you can say everyone's a bogey team. But I do think Palace are going to win again, 2-1. John-Philippe Mateta. Oh,
nice.
Just too weak, that defence. I'm sorry. Ruben Amorim. Don't chat to me, man.
Don't chat to Sam Baker about Ruben Amorim. Right, I've gone for a 2-2 draw. I think United... actually, first I'll talk about Palace. Palace were not very good against Wolves. I know they won in the end, but it's Wolves. Only Spurs and Brighton haven't been Wolves this year.
Yeah, only the proper shit teams.
Yeah, the really bad ones. And I think United are getting there. I'm going 2-2. I think they'll do all right.
Okay, yeah. All right. Very quickly, West Ham, Liverpool. Now, we talked about Liverpool, and the slot machine appears to be broken. But even a broken slot machine can probably get a result against West Ham. Although they have sort of turned it around a little bit. They're looking a bit better. Callum Wilson grabbing a brace at the weekend, I believe.
So have you seen the goals? There were 2 really good goals.
I actually didn't see the goals, no. Maybe I'll have a look at them. Liverpool, they've only won 2 out of their last 11. So that's why it's a little bit strange. So I'm going for a 2-1 Liverpool win. I went for a Liverpool win last season. I just feel like if you predict a Liverpool loss, it's not going to happen. So
it's like tempting fate. I have gone the same as you again. I've gone 2-1 Liverpool win.
Yeah, cool. Villa versus Wolves. I've gone 3-1 Villa because Wolves are horrendous, and I don't feel like I need to say anything else there.
I've gone 3-0 Villa because Wolves are that horrendous they won't score.
Yeah, but I'm thinking maybe Jorgi Strand Larsen gets a little.
I do like Strand Larsen.
Yeah.
I do. The rest of that team.
I like him so much. I've got a cute little nickname for him. Calling him Jorgi. So what's that about?
Jorgi. It's cute, isn't it? Nice.
It is cute.
Nice.
Forest Brighton now. Forest fresh off the absolute vibes of a 3-0 win at Anfield. And Brighton are just flying about like seagulls, I suppose. I've gone 2-2 because, I don't know, I'm just not totally convinced by Brighton. And Forest aren't great either. But the buzz of the 3-0 win is going to make it so they don't lose. I think that ordinarily they probably would lose this because I don't actually rate them that much. But, 2-2 draw. Got nothing else to say.
I have also gone for a 2-2 draw. I almost went Forest to win because if you remember, Forest beat them 7-0 in this fixture last year.
Oh yeah.
And I don't know if that will just leave a bit of a scar for the Brighton players, but different Forest team now, 2-2.
Okay, now it's the big one. Chelsea Arsenal. I've not missed any other games, have I? As I said, I'm gonna let you go first here because the suspense, the audience will obviously
want to know what the Chelsea fan thinks. As a Spurs fan, hate both teams. I've got to go with what I think is going to happen, not what I want to happen. Arsenal are too good. They really are. I know Chelsea have had they've had a pretty decent season, I'd say, and I think against Arsenal they tend to do all right at the Bridge. I feel, but
but we're the world champs.
The world champs. I've gone 2-1 Arsenal. But it will be a close game. It always is, I feel.
Yeah, I feel like I couldn't predict a win for us, unfortunately, here, because then it won't happen and I'll look like a mug. So
yeah, fair enough.
This is me being optimistic. I've gone for a match of the result last year, 1-1. The last 2 games at Stamford Bridge against Arsenal, we've drawn them both. So I'm going to go for a draw again. And yeah, we probably will lose. But
could happen. I wouldn't be surprised if Chelsea got a point.
Yeah,
we'll see.
We'll see. Yeah. Oh my God, I've just picked up the phone and been told it's time for the fan favourite segment, FIFA Banger of the Week.
No way, this is my favourite.
We had a strong start. We had a strong start last week, and well, we didn't actually get a winner voted because
we didn't. We call it a draw.
We'll call it a draw.
Yeah.
This week I've whipped out the Juggernaut personally. What I would describe as the best FIFA song of all time. And it's a risky one going for it because I thought, it's such an obvious one that you might go for it as well.
Yeah.
I'm, of course, talking about Dreaming by Small Paws on FIFA 14, the best FIFA song ever.
Yeah, that's a hell of a... It was in my list. I've got a list ready to go, and that was what I was thinking about for a future week. That is a very, very, very good shout. I don't think you really need to state your case there. I mean, that's...
I've said... best FIFA song ever. It's just vibes. Oh God, tell me what FIFA 14.
Child. That was it. Keep going.
No. Sorry, I got shy.
No, is that it? No, okay. I think I've got one that could rival you. I believe it was the same FIFA.
Okay.
I've gone for "Love Me Again" by John Newman.
Oh, that is a good one.
It is a banger.
Oh, I used to have that on the playlist to little 8-year-old me. But
just I feel like you hear that song. And it just takes you back.
It's a very good song.
Dreaming it does as well.
But I feel like that was an all right song on its own. But actually, when whereas Dreaming, I feel like that's just you think of Dreaming, you think FIFA 14.
That is fair enough.
Again, I personally would go for the one that I picked. What a surprise.
Again, I'm shocked. So I feel like this might happen every week, Sam. I feel like we've got
I feel like, no, there's some times where maybe you could go like, oh, actually, yeah, you got a better one. But I just don't think you have.
So far. That's honestly fair enough. That's fair enough. I think, I picked Love Me Again because I thought it was, again, to me, in my head, I'm like, that is probably like the FIFA song. But then you said Dreaming and I went, right. Very good. I think, I'm still going to fight my corner. I think "Love Me Again" is a fantastic, like you said, it's a fantastic song in its own right. But again, FIFA song. Very good.
I guess we've got to leave it down to the comments, and let's hope one person comments this time so we can actually get a vote. Oh dear, I'm looking at a quite incredible freeze frame of you right now. My Wi-Fi card. Oh no, you're back.
I couldn't hear you at all, so I was waiting for you to speak.
Oh, okay. Well, anyway, I feel like that is it for FIFA Branding of the Week. Let us know in the comments what you think was better. Obviously mine, but let's move on. Now, I feel like we've pretty much covered football. Everything to talk about. We talked about
football's done for now, I think. Yeah.
The results. We've had a good hour speaking about football, so why don't we talk about one of our other passions, the Formula One. Wow, what a weekend it was in Vegas. Now,
we need to discuss the Las Vegas Grand Prix.
I was one of the stupid few that stayed up and watched it all. And I went to bed blissfully, thinking, "Oh, it's just a standard result." Max Verstappen winning.
Yeah.
And I wake up and I get flashbanged by the news that both McLarens disqualified. And I mean, it leaves us with a pretty, it's an interesting situation. I think Norris is still the firm favourite. All he has to do in Qatar is outscore Verstappen and Piastri by 2 points. So it's still very much his to lose. But it means that Piastri and Verstappen are now tied. It means that, maybe it's the sort of thing that could shift the mentality. We've seen, I don't want to say I like Lando Norris, but we have seen frailties before. And he's been so strong the past sort of month or two, where this is the sort of thing that could maybe cause a little bit of doubt, and maybe, is it going to affect him or is it not? I think Piastri is... I don't know. It's an interesting one because Piastri obviously getting disqualified, but it means that now Norris hasn't gained on him. Yes, Verstappen has gained on him. He's now tied.
It actually helped Piastri out with them both getting disqualified. And I think we go back to Norris quickly. I think he made a mistake at the start in Vegas.
Yeah,
went too far in the first corner. And I think he never really. He was told his engineer Will Joseph, and he said Tom Stoddard. Will Joseph said that go and get Max. He said get past George and go and get Max, and then he didn't go and get Max at all, and then ran out of fuel.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know if he was pushing too hard, and that's what caused the lack of fuel. But
I think
the gap kept getting bigger. I saw on the radio that he was told to go and get Max, and then the gap just kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And I was like, is he not getting Max? Like, what's he doing? I didn't understand.
Yeah, I think one thing that it could be is, maybe this isn't the best sort of mindset to have, but it's a sort of, I could go and push really hard and get Max, or I could drive safe within myself. At this stage of the championship, a P2 would have been massive still. So there is sort of that side of it.
It's the different mindsets, because obviously Piastri and Verstappen, they have to go for it. They aren't winning. It's not in their hands.
Yeah, they can't play it safe.
Lando can come second and win the world championship.
Yeah,
in the remaining 3 races, can't he? Because that's how
that's the thing. It's like he still has almost. You think of, if the 3 drivers make a mistake, it's so much more costly for Verstappen and Piastri than it is Norris. So he has that to play with. It's such a almost uncomfortable time of the year where it's like it's all you're going to think about. There's only 2 races left. He's got enough of a lead where it's commanding still, but it is like there's still room for it to go wrong. He will go into next weekend, and this is the first time he will have this. He will go into next weekend knowing realistically he can leave it as a world champion.
Yeah,
and I'm interested.
It's so close that he can almost touch it, and that might get in his head a little bit.
I'm interested to see how that affects him because, as I said, it's the first opportunity where it's like, okay, Sunday night I could be world champion here, and that's massive.
I mean, obviously Verstappen is. I know Lando was kind of in it last year, but Max was always in front. Max is the only one who has experienced this at all, really. Piastri, it has just got to him, hasn't it? Like he was in such a commanding lead after Zandvoort, and then since then he's kind of dropped back. Lando, he's never been the leader before. He needs at this stage of the season, it's his to lose. So does he start worrying about that? Whereas Max, all season he's been like, nah, we'll just see what happens. I don't think we're going to win. But now he's literally got nothing to lose. Whatever happens, Verstappen's already got a legacy that is so great. He's probably top 4, top 5 drivers of all time. He doesn't need this world championship. He can just go and get it.
Yeah, and that's why I think there's almost a beauty to it where it's like, I don't think if somebody else had this gap to Norris, like Piastri, I don't see Piastri as a massive threat for the world championship anymore. I think if anybody is going to win it that's not Norris, it's Max Verstappen. And I think it's still such a lot has to go right for Verstappen to win it still. But I think there's nobody better to be in that situation than him. And there's nobody, as Lando Norris, you would rather have less than Max Verstappen being the one chasing you in that situation.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean Piastri. I don't know what Piastri's mindset will be right now, but it can't be a strong one. He just looks like a defeated man. He looks like he's got no like direction of where he thinks he's going to win these points back to win the championship.
Yeah, well, he's just got to try now, and I know it's frustrating getting disqualified. He's got to try and see that as a win. Okay, not like I got away with one there. Norris would have gained on me even more, and he's got to use that as a little reset maybe, and just try and get back to that state. It's obviously a lot easier said than done.
You got to just think about this like hypothetical scenario. You got Lando and Max on the front row in Qatar for the race. So they go into turn one, they crash out. Piastri then wins the Qatar Grand Prix. He's then suddenly in a fantastic position again. He can't go into these last two races thinking he's thrown it away because anything can happen.
Yeah, exactly. He's just got to worry about himself and do all he can, win the race. It's as simple as that. That's all he's got to do. But, I mean, I say it's as simple as that. That's obviously not simple, but...
All three of them need to really focus their minds and just go and get this World Championship because any of them can still win.
Yeah, they can.
They can. I also, what can I talk about the rookies in Formula One for a bit?
Yeah, of course you can, yeah.
Because Kimi Antonelli's drive yesterday was immense. I know he on the road he finished fifth, but with the two McLaren disqualifications, a second podium in a row for Kimi Antonelli. Started 17th and came home third on a fantastic strategy. Like he's been absolutely brilliant this season. I saw a lot of people. He had a tough European season, obviously, and people were saying that maybe he isn't deserving of the Mercedes seat. I think he's been really good. I think he's probably done what I expected him to do this season. You know, obviously George Russell was completely outperformed him, but George has been in that car for years now. I think Kimi's done.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely, you know, two podiums in a row. I thought he started very well. He had that tough spot in the middle of the season, and now he's finishing it very strongly. You know, thinking of the other rookies as well, Ollie Behrman obviously had a really good couple points finishes. I think for me, the standout rookie of the year is obviously it's been Isaac Hadjar, and he's
100%
guaranteed to get that Red Bull seat now. Whether he wants it necessarily,
I think he might get it. Yeah.
He's going to get it, and you know he deserves it. He's been absolutely brilliant, and you know, getting the podium. Just I've been really, really impressed with him, and.
Yeah, I mean, if you think back to Australia, first race of the season, obviously he crashed out on the formation lap, was being berated by Helmut Marko afterwards. Like the turnaround from there, if that's your debut in F1, you don't even get to start the race because you crashed. You know, the confidence must have been at an all-time low, but he's brilliant.
Yeah, it's remarkable how little that seemed to affect him in the end because he turned it around very, very quickly. And yeah, I've just been, as I said, so impressed with him and. Definitely rookie of the year.
Yeah. Just quickly, I've just thought of another question. Who do you think is getting the 3 remaining seats for next year? So you've got one Red Bull seat open. You think that's going to be Hadjar.
Mm-hmm.
And then the 2 Racing Bull seats, who are they going to in your mind?
Well, I think, unfortunately for Yuki Tsunoda, I like him a lot, and I feel like he's been slightly hard done by this. I think he is a goner, unfortunately. I think the obvious one is Arvid Lindblad. I think he has to go in. They're sort of getting him ready for that. I think it's slightly it's interesting because obviously we had the news like a month or so ago that you know Alex Dunn and McLaren parting ways.
Yeah.
You think, okay, is this because there's an opportunity for a seat coming up? I could definitely see that happening, but I do think you know with the way he sort of turned it around, I think he had a really rough start. Obviously getting dropped by Red Bull 2 races in. I don't think they're going to want 2 new rookies, and I think they'll keep Liam Lawson for next season.
Yeah, that's not a bad shot. I think that probably is what's going to happen. I think Lindblad's almost a guarantee at this point. Yeah, I think the other options, obviously, like we said, Alex Dunn. There's not really any other Red Bull juniors kind of ready to go up other than Lindblad. I think I'm looking at just thinking about the F2 title at the minute. Fornaroli is top. Obviously, he has no connection to any Formula One team, so he could essentially kind of, you know, go in as an unknown. But then again, like you said, they've got 2 rookies then. Well, the last time they had 2 rookies, that Toro Rosso Racing Bulls team was Sainz and Verstappen in 2015. So it isn't necessarily a bad idea.
Well, yeah, but I mean, you get helped when one of them's Max Verstappen.
It's very true. It's a very, very good point. But yeah, I think you're right. I think it will be Lindblad and probably Lawson. Yeah, you're right. I feel bad for Yuki Tsunoda. He had a couple. He's had a good stint in F1. Still no podiums, which feels wrong almost.
Yeah.
But
yes, I like Yuki a lot, and I hope he gets another chance after this. I don't think he's not going to have a seat next year, but hopefully he gets an opportunity down the line. So yeah,
I do agree.
Right, let's talk about the other elephant in the room, shall we?
Your elephant in the room.
My massive, great, big, fat elephant in the room.
It's a massive. Your camera's not even on, and I can see it.
Yeah, that's a hippo, actually, my profile picture.
But, it is a hippo. I was wondering what it was.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, I mean, getting beat on day 2. After day 1, getting bowled out for 170 odd. Yeah. And then the way we sort of clawed back, it was like, oh, Ash's cricket, you little beauty. And then sort of, I went to bed on day 2. Well, we sort of started, we were 60 for 1, something like that. And I was like, okay, I'm going to move upstairs and I'll put it on my TV and fall asleep. And then within 5 minutes, we were 76 for 5. So that was great.
In the blink of an eye.
I fell asleep, woke up, turned the TV on. Oh, Australia have won by 8 wickets. Absolute joke, really. The batting lineup was appalling. Yeah. I mentioned on my TikTok about Zach Crawley and how, I've really not been impressed with him in his whole spell as England opener. Test average of 30, not good enough. But the one sort of argument for why we were picking him, we were playing. This is why it's so frustrating. Is we've been preparing, everything we've been doing was for this series. This is like the big series under Brendan McCullum. This is what we've been preparing for. And it's like we've been backing Zach Crawley relentlessly because he's good in Australia, apparently. And he gets a pair. He gets 2 ducks. And it's just, that can have, getting out in the first over both innings to Mitchell Starc, it just sets you up on the back foot. Ollie Pope as well. I don't think he should be playing. It's harsh, but because there's not really people saying Jacob Bethel, but I don't think he's necessarily grabbed the opportunity.
I was going to say I don't watch a lot of Test cricket. I watch some. What are the other options? If you take out Crawley, you take out Pope.
Well, yeah, this is the problem.
Feasibly could go in
with the way Brendan McCullum plays. If you look at the sort of the best openers in the county last season, Haseeb Hameed probably number 1, although he's had 2 chances, including the last Ashes in Australia, who didn't go very well, so you probably can't go for him.
Right.
There's Tom Haynes, I think his name is, Sussex. He's had a really good season. There's even, if you want to go for a slightly more rogue option, I know he plays for Jersey, but I think you can call him up for England. What's his name? There's a Glamorgan opener. Completely blanking on his name. But he had a really impressive season in Division 2. I don't think there's a massive standout, unfortunately, because of the way Brendan McCullum plays, and because he's so relentlessly backed him. We've not given other openers opportunities, so it's a bit of an unknown about who would you pick. And as far as Ollie Pope goes, I think it's so frustrating because he has moments. He always starts series well, and it's like a never-ending cycle in a 5-match series where he'll get 100. I know he didn't this time, but he'll get 100 in the first innings or first game. He'll be absolutely shocking the rest of the series, but because he got 100 that first test, it sort of buys him his position for the rest of the series. Yeah. He goes into the next series under pressure for his place, gets 100 again, and it's just the same cycle over and over again. I think with Ollie Pope, one of my biggest issues with him is you want your number 3 to come out and, display some confidence. There are too many times where he looks so shaky and he looks like he's going to get out. And Joe Root obviously struggling as well. And just the batting lineup. Which
is rare, isn't it?
Yeah, well, it's a whole big thing. He's never got 100 in Australia. And I feel like, the Aussies are going to take that and run. Got to mention Travis Heads. He was brilliant. He sort of played the way we wanted to play, and he made us look like fools. And he just took us out of the game completely. 200. I saw a clip of Brendan McCullum saying, I thought 200 was a good score, and I thought it was defendable. In what world is 200 a defendable score in Test cricket?
I was going to say, that is, especially in an Ashes series, that can't be what you're aiming for.
I know it was a fairly low-scoring first 3 innings, but They had 3 days to chase 200.
Yeah.
Absolutely no pressure on them whatsoever. You know, the first 2 innings, yeah, they were low scoring. You can say that's probably fair. It wasn't like it was the same for our innings. For our innings, it was just for our third innings, we should have got more runs than we did. We should have got 300-ish. Looking at how Travis Head came out, it looked like a different wicket. You know, and it's so frustrating because it felt like at the start of day 2, we were well and truly in it. And on the same day, at the end of it, we lost. And it just feels like the same old, same old. We've got a day-nighter at the Gabba next. We never win at the Gabba. We never win a day-nighter. We got quite a while until then. So it's just... By that point, you're 2-0 down, and 2-0 down is so hard to come back from. So I'm not saying it's completely over. There's still part of me that has a little bit of hope, but I don't think it could have been a worse start. Ben Stokes said it, and I think it describes it perfectly. The word is shell-shocked. That's what we are. That's what... Yeah, it's going to be very difficult to come back from this already.
I want to ask you about Bazball, because as someone who, you know, I say I don't watch a lot of cricket, I watch some, but like Bazball, would you say, I was going to compare it to Angeball in football.
That's a comparison I drew as well, yeah.
When Bazball works, when I've seen it work, the little bits I've watched, it looks incredible and it works. Yeah. It's brilliant. When it doesn't work, it is awful. There's just no plan B. And in Test cricket, especially in the Ashes, you don't need to be whacking everything for 4 and 6.
Yeah, well, it's like, yeah, I've drawn those comparisons myself between Bazball and Angeball. When it started, when it first, yeah, when it was first happening, summer of 2022, it was like, it was incredible how quickly it was the same players. We were so bad under Chris Silverwood before. Yeah. We won like 1 in 11 or something stupid like that. And then it's like he's taken the same players, and it's just, you know, we're playing a really exciting brand of cricket. And it's just, it's incredible how quickly he turned it around. I think since that first sort of year and a half, I've been less convinced by it. I think it's annoying how relentless they are with it sometimes. It's like, sometimes it doesn't work. And I think, you know, this is massive for Brendan McCullum. This is why he was brought in. We need to win an Ashes series down under. He didn't win the home Ashes series. We've not won a home Ashes series in 10 years. That's poor. So I think if we don't,
that's no idea, is it?
If we don't win this series, which I don't think we will, I think Brendan McCullum has to go. And maybe I'm being harsh there, but this is what he was brought in for. And with how we were playing that game, that was shocking. That's one of our worst performances. And as you say, like the comparisons with Angeball, it's just the sort of, it's it's who we are. It's who we are. Yeah, sometimes it doesn't work. Yeah. You need to check. You need adaptability. Yeah. And one of the main, Harry Brook is one of our best players, no doubt about that. And when it pays off, it's brilliant. But sometimes it's so frustrating watching him because he just comes out and tries to whack everything regardless of the situation. And when it pays off, it's brilliant. Yeah, it is. But when it pays off, it's brilliant because it's like you just put the pressure right back on the bowlers. And he did it well in the first innings. How quickly he moved the field around in the first innings, getting 50. Yeah. I was impressed with him there. But you get situations like the second innings where we've lost wickets, and then it's like Brook gets out, Root gets out, and then it's like we start to tumble. And England, under Brendan McCullum, and probably before as well, we have a collapse in us. We have some stupid collapses in us. And it just means that we go from a situation where we've had a good start, 60 for 1, to being 76 for 5, and at that point, the game's pretty much over.
Yeah, that's why I drew the comparisons to Angeball. Obviously, I lived through Angeball very closely, and it, you know, those first 10 games under Ange in 2023 is very similar to the start of Bazball. It was like same players, but he has completely revolutionised the whole way we're playing.
Yeah,
and then the losses start coming, and then the bad performances start coming, and then you're like, where's the plan B? This isn't working. What should we do now? But they just stick to the same thing. And I think England in the Ashes, like you said, when was the last time they won in Australia?
2010-11.
2011. Yeah, it's 14 years ago since we won in the Ashes in Australia.
Well, it'll be 15 years.
Never hit 100 in Australia. That's
it's
not looking good, but you know, keep the hope up.
Yeah, well, obviously, we'll try, but it's just like just get the really ominous feeling of here we go again. So, but yeah,
all too familiar feeling.
Yeah, maybe we'll win the next test. Who knows? I doubt it, but we'll have to see.
We'll keep the fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Right. That is it for episode 2, guys. Hope you have enjoyed. We discussed a lot there. I feel like we just discussed about Tottenham being awful. We discussed about Chelsea and Arsenal. We've done well. If you enjoyed it, please do give us a follow on TikTok and Instagram, and also subscribe to our YouTube to watch the full episodes of the podcast.
Yeah.
Sam, I will see you next week, mate.
Yeah, see you next week. Hopefully, we'll be talking about win against Barcelona and Arsenal.
Yeah, Lamine Yamal, watch out, mate.
Yeah. If Cucurella doesn't break your legs, I'll run onto the pitch and do it.
There you go.
I'm
Just
joking.
a final warning for Lamine Yamal.
Yeah.
Yeah, all jokes, all jokes.
Anyway,
see you later, guys.
bye-bye.